Well, hello everybody, it's Tom, and I'm back again with a comic haul video, my last video for the year, and it's New Year's Eve today, and what I'd like to do today is, and I've done this a couple times in the past, is shown my favorite pickups from the year, from this past year. So there's quite a few books that I picked up. I didn't do too well as far as my top 10 list for this year. I think I only found like one or two of the books from that list. I don't know if I'll make a top 10 for 2020 list. Maybe I'll just keep continuing on with this year's list. So without further ado, I'll just show some of the favorite books that I got this year. And, they're not all necessarily money books. Some of them are just books that I was glad to find at the time that I got them. Some of the books I have in the video because of where I found them and how much I paid for them in relation to what they're worth, things like that. First book is before I even do that, I got this box for Christmas from my wife, Red Sonja short box. Going to use that as the backdrop. Amazing Spider-Man #1 sketch cover. I got that at Baltimore Comic-Con by Tom Raimi. Another book that I've got at Baltimore Comic-Con, and this made the list just because of how much I paid for it and things like that. It was $1 or $2. All-Star Western #2. I was surprised at the time when I bought it to find out it was a relatively expensive book, and first appearance of El Diablo. Guardians of the Galaxy #1, the Milo Manara variant. Love that cover, one of my favorite covers of all time. Got a lot of glare going on. I don't think I can do anything about it. Lucio Perillo Venom cover. Extraordinary X-Men #1. This is a Mexican variant by J. Scott Campbell. It's the next best thing to the American version. Found that in a quarter bin. Lumberjanes #1. Just thought it was a neat find for a quarter. It's a pretty popular title. Same with this. This is another book that made the list just because of where and how I found it. Manifest Destiny #1. A lot of books that I'm going to show are books that I got from fellow YouTubers and Instagrammers as well. Including this book from Erod. He sold me this amazing Batman 50 by Lucio Perillo. This book here is, I think, my favorite cover of the year. Anytime somebody says that this was their favorite cover or thought it was their best whatever of the year, there's always debate on that. But for me, this is the cover for me for this year. Wonder Woman 51 by Art Germ. Sorry, I made a mistake of looking at my phone. Another flea market find, a Golden Age, relatively high grade book I picked up for like $2. Wilbur #30. It's part of the Archie Comics line. I'm a huge Popeye fan. Picked that up this year. And to pick out all the books that I thought were my favorite books from this year, I had to sit and I watched all my videos from this year. That's a bit narcissistic, but it was the only way I could remember what I had picked up. Got this one from my local shop on Free Comic Book Day. This was like half off. Anytime I can find an EC Comics book, I'll pick that up. And this was Aces High #1. One of the books that I was able to get from my list was Amazing Spider-Man 120, Hulk Battle. This book I got from a friend of mine, John. Got a lot of books from him in this video. This is one of them. Marvel Tales 125 from Atlas Comics. Another Baltimore Comic-Con pickup, Feature Comics. It was in really nice shape. I think I paid $20 for that book, I think. This is a book that I've always liked because of the colors and the artwork on this, Bugs Bunny. Forgot what issue number it was, but it was also another Baltimore Comic-Con find. Tom Rainey head sketch of Captain America. And then a Harley Quinn sketch from Ken Lashley. Those were all from Baltimore Comic-Con. I'm hoping to go back again this year to Baltimore. I think my goal for this year is going to be more quality books over quantity. I don't think I'll be getting books like Hulk 181 or some other big boy books like that, but I think I want to concentrate more on picking up Golden Age books. My first haul video for January, hopefully I'll have some Golden Age books in that video for you guys to see. I also got a few autographs this year that I was happy to get. What do we got here? So sorry about that. I got this from Fool Killer 5150. My first Natalie Sanders cover and autograph. Thank you, Steve. Next, he also helped. I think this one came from him. I don't know if I got this myself or from Steve, because I met this artist as well this year. Arthur Sudam, Strange Tales, number 8. I've always liked this cover. I'd love to find the Virgin cover of it. It's getting a little out of focus. And then fellow YouTuber BM Prot, just got this from him recently, a Lucio Perillo signature on Z Nation. Thank you, Bill. I've always wanted to meet Perillo. This is a book that I got for $2 at a flea market in St. Augustine. It's signed by Alex Ross, Jim Kruger, John Paul Leon, and Bill Reinhold. It's my first Alex Ross signature. It's one of those dynamic forces ones. I rebagged it and just reused the dynamic forces seal to seal it in this Mylar. Earth X. Yeah, I wish it was a better title, but I wasn't going to pass up on this book for $2. And then I got this book from PGH Comic Expert. It is Astonishing Tales number 25. First appearance of Deathlock, the Demolisher. But it's also signed by... oh my god, I'm forgetting now. I always do this. I'll remember when the video's over. George Perez. And then the last signature that I got this year that I was happy to get was from one of my favorite artists, Jenny Frison. I got this book signed by her at Baltimore Comic-Con. All right. All right, some more books that I was glad to find this year. Found this book at one of my local shops. It's a relatively hard book to find. I got that for $5. The Dark Knight The Duck Knight Returns, one of those Batman cover swipes for Darkwing Duck. Miss Marvel #1. I was able to upgrade this Batman book. This is Batman number 186. I got this from my friend John. I just picked this up recently. I think this might have been in my last video. Alias #1. Got that for 50% off. Another book from John. First Silver Age Cheetah. And yet another book from John. Strange Tales number 96. It predates all the superhero books from that run. I grabbed this book before the news broke of the potential upcoming movie. I wish it was in a little bit better shape. It's my second copy of this. Marvel Special Edition 15, first appearance of Shang-Chi. It's got a tear there, in that condition there. Paid $20 for that. Got this incredibly high-grade Golden Age book. 100 pages from the Golden Age. It's in immaculate condition. Just take these down so you guys can get a better look at it. Mighty Mouse Comics. Paid $25 for that. I mean, look at that spine. Something pre-1955 to survive in that shape is just amazing. I don't know if I can get that slabbed or not. I don't know how thick the slabs get. But maybe I'll get it slabbed. My earliest Spider-Man book, Spider-Man number 24. And another book that I just shown in my last video, The Walking Dead, number 53. First appearance of Abraham. Paid $25 for that. Let's see what we got here. One of the other few books that I was able to mark off my top 10 for 2018 is, I'm getting my years mixed up today for some reason. Tales from the Crypt, number 41. It's a placeholder. It's missing some pages to it, but it's a iconic cover. Let's see here. What else we got? Another Instagram purchase. An early issue of Fantastic Four in pretty high grade, number 35. I don't think that's the first appearance of Dragon Man, but it's a very cool book nonetheless. Hopefully these books will start going up, you know, with any potential movies coming out. And then, speaking of a Fantastic Four, I got a couple of other Fantastic Four books in this year. 46, first appearance of Black Bolt. It's got some condition issues on the bottom, as you can see. I don't know if that's water damage or not, but it's other than that, it's in pretty good shape. I'm glad to have it. And then I picked this book up at East Coast Comic Con. It's Fight Comics number 80. You got a package. Okay. Gorgeous cover. And then another Golden Age horror book, Thrills of Tomorrow. Got that in a top loader. Got to grab some more top loaders for some of my Golden Age things. Alright, next is Batman 181. This was actually on my top 10 list from last year. It's definitely a reader copy, but I didn't pay a lot for this. And the centerfolds here, which is big. Got that for $45. Got this at Free Comic Book Day as well. Centerfold is also here. First appearance of Parasite. And then the first appearance of the Daughters of the Dragon. Got a couple of slabs this year. Stepped my slab game up pretty much. Almost doubled the amount of slabs I had in my collection. Iron Fist #1. It's in an 8.5 grade. Conan the Barbarian #24 in a 7.0. That was actually an upgrade for me. And then a couple of J. Scott Campbell slabs that I got. Warlord of Mars #3 with the red label, which kind of looks cool with this cover. In a 9.6. And Mighty Thor #1 yellow label CBCS in a 9.8. This was signed at where was it signed at? San Diego Comic-Con, and it's found its way all the way to my local comic shop here in New Jersey. I always find that interesting, how these things find their way across the country. All right. And these books are really not any particular order as far as importance to me. Though I think I will have some of my most favorite pickups from the year at the end of the video, like most people do. Another one that falls into one of those books that I was just surprised to find it. This is as close as I'm going to get for a while to a Golden Age Superman book. Picked this up at a flea market recently. It was a really high-grade Batman Treasury edition. Another cool find from Baltimore Comic-Con, Sally Forth #1. And I found this book at the flea market that I went to on vacation in St. Augustine. I think I paid like $1 or $2 tops for this. It is by Jim Steranko. It is the History of Comics #2. It definitely has some conditioned issues with it, but I was not going to abandon that there. Just trying to look something up here on my phone real quick. I'm sorry, guys. And okay, just a few more books left. The last of the Fantastic Four books that I'm going to show. Fantastic Four #20. First appearance of Molecule Man. I always wanted this book for that reason, just because I was always fascinated by the character. Got that for $60, but I didn't know at the time that there's also a letters page that has a fan letter by George R.R. Martin from Game of Thrones fame. All right. Another amazing book that I got from Erod. A link, hopefully, right here to his channel will be right there. He was able to hook me up with this from New York Comic Con. This book was, I don't know what it's going for now, but it was like $150, $200 book at one point. The New York Comic Con exclusive by Lucio Perillo. And I got this in a trade with my friend John again. Tomb of Dracula #10. I traded my New Mutants 98 for that. I've always wanted that book. Now all I need is Tomb of Dracula #1 to finish out my Tomb of Dracula run. And now we've got 4 books left, and these are 4 of my favorite pickups for the year. Make some room. All right. This is a very underappreciated book, I believe. A very historical book, in my opinion. Heavy Metal Magazine #1. This was a book that I had seen at East Coast Comic-Con, and I wanted it ever since I had seen it. But he wanted like $300+ for it, and I didn't think I was going to be able to grab it, but then somebody posted one on Instagram for like half of that. So I picked that up. Planet Comics number 58. Just love everything about that cover. And last 2, Jungle Comics number, it's hard to see the numbers on these. Number 99. Picked that up at Baltimore Comic-Con. Had one major condition issue there. See that piece of orange there? Well, it chipped off of there. Other than that, it's a pretty nice book. And last, but certainly not least, this is my definite, absolute favorite book. I think in my collection, not to mention my favorite pickup from the year. This is Police Comics number 70, slabbed in a 7.0 grade. Paid $150 for that over the summer at a flea market of all places. Never thought I'd find something like that there. So that's it, guys. That's all the books that I felt strongly about this year that I was glad to have picked up. I've seen some other people's videos. They picked up some amazing things, some major keys I've seen people grab this year, and hope to see more videos like that. And hope to do this video again next year. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to put a top 10 books for 2019 list available. If I do, I'll post that in my next video. But I think I'm just going to concentrate on quality books over quantity. I think I'd rather pay up for some bigger books instead of just picking up, random books here and there. Sometimes I feel like I'm picking up books just to make videos, just to have some content, or I'm chasing down a book that I see on eBay, on somebody else's video on YouTube, and think it's a cool book, and then I like the thrill of trying to chase that down just to see if I can pick one up as well. Maybe try to get a better deal than they've got. But that's it, guys. Thanks again for watching. Hope everybody has a happy and healthy new year, and we'll see you soon. Bye.